Page 76, John Peel. Introducing another new note, a 16th note. It's sort of like an 8th note, except it has two beams across instead of one. If it was just one with a flag, it'd have two flags instead of one. It's a 16th note. We divided it in half again. So there's two 16th notes to an 8th note, or there's four 16th notes to a quarter note. We need a way to count that. Different people count it differently. I need to stick something in between the one and the and, the number and the and. And I do a 1 E and that's four of them. 1 E and 2 E. So the numbers are still quarter notes. 1, 2, 1. The ands are still the 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and whatever. 16th notes are the 1 E and 2 E and see, they go a lot faster than that. And that's 16th notes. In John Peel, you see at the beginning it has a pickup beat. 2 16th notes. Well, in 2/4 time, 2 16th notes is the same as an 8th note, and that's half a beat. So it has a half a beat pickup. Oh goody. So we're coming in on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and. Like so. That's 16th notes. No biggie, I hope. You'll get them. They come. Back up. Let's get these notes. There's no sharps or flats in this. It's in the key of C major. It's fine. Right hand. Just starting here. Just get these notes. Then in the second full measure. Look at this. They want you to come down with the thumb again. See the slurred line, the slurs? You can lift up between them. I don't care for the fingering on the second full measure when they want you to use your thumb twice in a row like that. There's times in music when you have to do that. This is not one of those times. It's rather unpianistic. There are much better fingerings than that, more reliable fingerings. What I would suggest you do is in that measure on those two G's, rather than 3 on both G's, do a 3/4. We just changed hand positions when we did that. And that way you can use 2 on the E, and now you're in position. So that's what I'm recommending you do. And then at the end of the line, the very end, the 16th notes, the third finger on you, just screech up a little bit, and here, we change hand positions again. And then the left hand gets the next note, and the right hand can come all the way. I recommend you just stretch here. Don't stay here, because the left hand needs that note. Get out of the way. Here. Just stretch up and grab it, and then collapse. You can move. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I try and feel my way around the keyboard as best I can, and I can feel this octave. So you'll have to work out your own way of doing it. That's how I do it. And now you're up here. And then they want third finger on it. Don't know why. You could leave fifth finger on it. There's nothing wrong with that. They want third finger. Okay. I like using different fingers on repeated notes. That's fine. And then the next on the 2 A's, it's 1 4. And now you got an E and G together. And then come down. You got rest, you got time to move here, but you have to watch out because the left hand's in the way. So you kind of hover over the keyboard to get in position until the left hand gets out of the way, and then you hear. It's a B, D. And then you gotta lift up and move way up here. There's no time, it's between a slur or between whatever, and you lift up and move here. Practice that if you have to. And then in the third line, second measure, again, we're going to change positions like we did in the first line. So on the 2 G's, it's a 3 4, and then a 2, and now you're in position. Basically, we're playing the same piece we did at the beginning, we're just an octave higher. Now hopefully by now you know the names of all these notes. It's kind of important. And then at the end of the line, again, the third finger is going to come down to that one. And then, now you play both, you play it all in the right hand. Now reach up. You don't have to worry about the left hand wanting that note. And then third finger again, and then fourth finger on the second A, and then come down here. And I'm going to recommend a 1-4 on the last chord, so we can connect this and this. Get the notes and the fingering worked out, and then you can add this rhythm. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. So it's and a, 2 E and a. We're coming in on and a. Well, and a 1. And a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1. So you can kind of get an idea, a feel for these. And once you have a feel for them, then you don't necessarily have to count 16th notes because you can feel them. You 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. You just feel the 16th notes. Eventually, you don't have to count at all because you got the rhythm. Left hand. Here. Not too bad, I hope. Second line, you get the C. And then these. You're still in. And then you get treble clef. You come up here. And then bass clef coming back here. It's an F and a G. And then treble clef coming. We don't know what we're doing, do we? It's up here. And you're staying here for a while. The last line, and then you come up here. You're still in treble clef. And then a couple rests because you come way up here. And then bass clef. You work that out. You're moving both hands around. You do it slowly together. As slow as you have to go. It doesn't matter how fast. Here, I'm going to hold that fermata one extra count when we do it with a metronome, but otherwise you just kind of hang on to it for a bit and then go on. That's tricky right there. You have to work on that. Up here. Here. Then come up here. Here, you just got half notes in the left hand, makes it a little easier. Now go down to the last line. You're here. Hang on to that. I'll add one extra count to it, and then go on. Keep this left hand down. It's half, then lift up. So, then just add the staccatos. I've been doing the slurring, add the staccatos. So, and that's the slurring pretty much. Go with second line, last two measures. You're here. That's a staccato. Just a nice light staccato. And then the last line. You're here, and then go on. That's a staccato. There. Now look out on the second line. First measure. You're here, in the left hand. That note is tied to another eighth note, so you're going to hold it down for one full count. So it's here, and all that. You release both of these C's at the same time, and they both have the fermata, so they both come up together. So here and then together. So watch out on that one. It's a little weird. Add the dynamics. Not a lot going on in dynamics. It's a medium loud, moderately loud. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand soft. You have to decide what moderately loud is. It's sort of moderately loud all the way through, but don't play it all moderately loud. You got to get a little louder and softer so you get to know the piece well enough that you can get into the music. Maybe you don't hear. I tend to want to crescendo through the. Or maybe on these, because you're doing, because there's words to this, but my feeling is maybe the second time I play that little motif, I don't play it quite so loud. It's like an echo. Don't always echo everything, it's just an idea. That's what you can do. And then here, you can come up a little bit. And then here you come down. Come down at the that ends a sentence, and then we go. And this part could be softer. You could play this medium soft or soft. And then maybe, I don't know, louder. You get to know the piece, and then you'll feel these getting louder and softer, and you'll feel it different each time you play it, and that's great. Let's play it together slowly. Just to double check the notes and the rhythms. I've played it several times, so if you're going to copy me, you have plenty of time to do that, but I just hope you don't copy me, that you're able to look at this music and figure it out on your own. And we're going to give us 1.5 counts, and we're going to go really super slow here. So if you look at the metronome, it's beating eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. So the 16th notes are twice that fast. 1 E and 2 E and 3. So they're still moving along pretty good. Make sure you can play it that fast before you try it with me, but let's try it at that speed. So I'm going to go 1 and go and 1, like that. It's about how fast we're going to go. So go ahead and put your hands where they go. Here, to start. 1 and go-y, and 1-y, and hold. Hold. Off.